Taking all of what I'm saying and what I'm suggesting to, and all for nothing to figure out the absolute truth. And I'm going all out because I know for myself that it is. When all they're trying to do is make a 5-year old me feel like everything was just a nightmare. But that nightmare doesn't repeat inside of your actual life, and you don't wake up to a nightmare day in and day out. So when that doesn't work, they gotta make it all about my mental health. Okay. So what about their mental health? Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. and Mrs. Why don't you know how to process your own emotions correctly when what I've experienced isn't a nightmare, unless you're talking about my actual reality being that nightmare? But no. The nightmare is playing it lightly. It's more like a horror story. And it's real. The events I've went through, they are real events. And since then, it's just been a horror story the entire time, based on the circumstances of events, and they're playing it off as though they aren't criminals, when they are. Even when I didn't want them to be criminals, they were. Even when I couldn't believe where it was all coming from, they were. So it left me without any choice but to know that they were criminals. And it's not only insane, it's psychotic. They were living within their own true psychosis, unable to process their own emotions correctly about what had happened to us growing up, and those they invited inside of their own little friendly circle just rather enjoyed their psychosis. That not only were these people trying to hold on to, but then none of these people could process their emotions correctly, and I could see it at the times, but I didn't understand it. And do you want to know why? I bet you can figure out why. But it's about what I've been talking about. It's that cold and calculated, very malignant, covert narcissistic poisoning that I've endured for such a long standing of a time. So if they got me in jail, they're getting an innocent man in jail so that they can transfer the deed of the house and work up to complete my life while taking out them insurance policies because they're frauds. They're all 100% frauds. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And there's no other way around it. I even thought, how could I work this around to where I could get these people to start loving me correctly because I loved them. But there's no way that they could have loved me to do what they were doing. No way in hell. And it wasn't just gaming up my work life. It was gaming up my data, my love life. And it wasn't all done in the past like 2 or 3 years. No, not at all. This was done over a long-standing time, my whole life, and everything leading me up until this point. It's all because of the covert malignant narcissists. They're the worst of kinds to deal with. Because what they're trying to do is put you through so much psychotic stuff and psychological treatment and torture that it's called crazy making narcissism. So right when you bring it up and bring that part up to them, they don't want to hear nothing you have to say anymore because they know that you're absolutely right. And so if they're being protected for the sake of it all, being that they need the truth to be not discovered, they have a lot of truths to hold on to that they know for themselves. And so they just gotta bury it and keep on burying it. Then there's a lot of others that joined in their psychosis by proxy who also need the truth to be held in secret just the same. And so I need this one specifically to hit harder than anything has ever hit before, and more hardcore than any of them that I've ever written. So will you share a comment so that I can help punch these dickhead motherfuckers in the face with what I'm saying here? Because I specifically need these words to smack the shit out of them. And it's about everything that I'm suggesting to here being the absolute truth. Because even though I've learned a lot of that truth, even I still don't know all of the areas of where that truth leads into. But I know it's real, real dark. From coming out of a long-standing covert poisoning to position me for murder so that they can work about this identity theft. What? And it's total identity erasure. And also that they can make more money on the energies that I've taken out here. And trust me, it's an awful lot of energy. Taking the reactive states of mind that I was in as though that's the threat. Oh, okay. As if a very long-standing covert poisoning didn't have anything to do with my wording considering my own effed up father and effed up brothers and very effed up proxy-made relationships. And even though I'm saying specifically that I'm a non-violent person and that I'm only angry because I have every right to be angry about something that's just a hideous way of taking things out on me for coming to realize the truth after that long. As if you wouldn't be angry, right? Coming out of that long standing of a position where you're just wiped up all out of your skull. You're not going to be angry, are you? Oh, okay. Explain to me how you're not going to be super duper angry with people that you loved, and many of them that you loved, that were made and designed to be love bombing you, just as these malignant narcissists do. And all not only to complete their insurance frauds over you, life insurance policy frauds, but aimed at taking your actual life away from you. So tell me again, how are you going to feel being scrubbed up all out of your old mind for many, many years since you were like 4 or 5 years old, just coming to be able to learn how to say mama and dada, all the way up until where you're at now. I don't care what age you're at now, but I was about 42, 43 coming to realize these truths. And now they have no availability of their own selves to talk to me about it in person, as if that's not just cowardice as all cowardice could be. And all before I even knew that they were having an attorney already work in their case on their favor before I even knew that they were coming against me in that fashion to have an attorney in the first place to come against me in that fashion. That's awfully weird. Weird. So before taking it to the courts, like the cowards that they truly are to me at this point, and all for saying that I deserve to know where my dad lives so I can knock on his door and just ask him why you've been such a dickhead to me in your life. And that's the true honesty. I wouldn't have done anything at this point. When I was 15 in my adolescence, maybe I wanted to fight him or something like that. But as far as where I'm at right now, I only want to fight him with my words. And he too is just nothing but a dickhead, cowardice ass motherfucker. And if you ask me, I have the right to my own opinion about that. But that was as well as my brothers actually held me back when I was 15 years old. And this was all done because they needed to order it to where they would move about my life in this way. And I never understood it. But they had already been poisoning me up for years. You know, steel wool to the brain pad with a lot of covert poisonings. And somehow I'm the dickhead. Because they wanted to move this way and have me questioning the contents of their character. And somehow that just makes sense that I'm the dickhead. Oh, okay. So explain to me, any one of you imposters, explain to me how my dad's been such a great man for me in my life at any single minute, any single second, any single day, at all. Knowing far the fuck well that you gotta hide the fact that he was a child rapist. and to his own kids. And yes, even getting my brothers involved in that bedroom. Then as well to completely wipe me up all out of my mind by a very covert poisoning, then continuing that poisoning to position me for murder, for this many near-death experience to have occurred in my life, and that's without being able to even see it as a regular person would have been able to see it. And the reason is because of the covert poisoning. Unless you can suggest to me for a long-standing covert arsenic poisoning that somehow you're going to be able to think like a normal human being, I'd like to have that conversation with any one of you. But no, they can't have a conversation with me like that at all. So now that I'm calling back my energy to stay away from these people as I have every right to, they are wanting to flip it all on me. No, they are absolutely needing to flip it all on me. Exact reverse of the facts that I'm stating them to be, which is why they're creating that second imposter account and they're unable to show their own faces, but they're utilizing my face and image and even utilizing AI to say the exact opposite of what I'm trying to say. Weird. As if anyone wouldn't think that they're trying to hack me and steal my life away from me and make it out to be anything other than what I'm saying to be true. Weird. It's weird that people don't put two and two together out here. Huh. But there's a lifetime of them considering me so much. They were so considerate of me at all the points of my life. So considerate to be moving about their own consciences. To even had been moving this way with me in the general. So yeah, all these men, no, they are cage-ass liars. A whole cafe of cage-ass liars. Heck, a whole fraternity. Yeah, I'm not gonna be misunderstood here or misdirected because I'm gonna straight bust these motherfucking chops up with the words I'm gonna take out here with this one. And no, that's not a threat. That shouldn't be threatening anybody at all. I'm utilizing my words as I have the freedom of speech. So if it doesn't affect some people, it should really be effective for all of those people that wanted to and really needed to erase me for their own stupid accord. Insidious acts to work about completing my life, all for their own fucked up affairs over my life. I have every right to speak my piece, G. I have every right to speak my piece, sirs and ma'ams. Get as mad as you want about it. You can get as mad as you want about anything that I'm trying to take out here as far as that truth is concerned, because these words should bust your motherfucking faces up. Just because I'm choosing to channel my anger in this way, I mean, you shouldn't have no problem with it after all of that stuff that you've done to me. Or tell me, would you like being an unwitting candidate to a long-standing covert arsenic poisoning where they're meaning to take your life and create identity theft and do all these forgeries so that they can take away your house and take away all of your energies towards your love life and towards the value that you were trying to create in your own life? I don't think you'd be too good with it. Furthermore, I still think that I'd be at my last job, or one of the last jobs before that, or one of the last jobs before that. And to tell you the truth, I don't think that I would have ever gone homeless. If I was still able to work the gig jobs on the side of my trying to build a business and build 12 different areas of a really outstanding business, I think I'd at least be $100,000 ahead. And no, I think I'd be a whole millionaire and then some. But you see, I think they had a really big problem with that. But I didn't want to be targeted in the way that it's hard to get anybody else out here to believe that a person could even be targeted like. But I'm telling the truth. That's almost the scariest part of it all. Because it was the exact truth of what's being done here. And if you asked me, if you ask me, I'm a cop. I am a cop. I am the number one investigator in my own life. And to tell you the truth, I'm a really, really good cop. And on top of that, I'm a really decent human being. I care about people so much. Nobody's got the heart like I have. So when I've been nothing but nice to all of these people and not knowing what was happening to me and going to them even and being like, please, G, please, will you help me? Something's happening to me and I really, really need to figure it out. I don't like the way I'm feeling. I don't like it at all. But I know it said something's happening to me. Please help me out. And it's them doing it to me. I'm being scrubbed out of myself altogether by the same people that I'm trying to go to help for about a big, big problem in my life. Gosh, jeez, what? Ah, this shit really hit me so hard. So yeah, I need this message to hit harder. Hit them hearts home. Hit them straight home. Hit them so hard that every single word here should hit them so far home that it just jongs their heart. Badly as I would have been suffocating down to the cellular level, G. And hit it in such a way that it hits them home. All bases loaded. I'm gonna knock this one out of the park. Y'all are coming home. And right when it's needed the most. Bottom of the ninth. We're losing. But with this one hit, I'm taking it all home. And I'm smashing it right out of the park. It's that last inning. And we're gonna come in clutch tight with this one. Every trauma, for every lie, and for every betrayal, them bases are loaded. First, second, and third. Here comes Cobra Merdan stepping up to the plate. This ain't just a game no more. My whole life is on the line. I've been being poisoned, discredited, and worked about to be completely erased. Not to mention slammed by a system that gives no fucks about me. I've watched my own bloodline turn into complete cowards. Turned against me to set them stages for my whole downfall. They want to send me to prison all for telling the truth. But nah, they made a mistake here. Left me standing right on the edge. Life and death. And they didn't think I'd survive this inning. But I'm still here and the bat's in my hand now. Everyone's eyes are wide open. They're all sitting out there in the fields and everywhere, clutched tight, holding on to the seat of their pants. So this swing? No, this swing isn't just for me. It's for every single target that's ever been silenced and dismissed. Every voice they tried to mute. They're trying to Nipsey Hustle your ass. So as I wind up, swing, and I'm gonna crack that right out of the park. They're gonna say, do you know that you got that one to go into the parking lot? And yeah, when you're freaking aiming for the moon. So that's a grand slam, baby. Cobra Merdan brings it home. All them bases cleared. So no, I'm not just winning this one. I'm claiming the whole damn World Series here. You thought this was gonna be an easy setup too, huh? Nah, G. This was a comeback. Because that's why they call Cobra the comeback kid. Coming back because you done tried to erase me. That scoreboard lit up with the justice that we need. And that's just when I took the whole game back.